He's got everything. The biggest thing in his armoury is what he's doing exactly now. He's such a massive scorer. However, he did miss the big number there.
Yeah, he did, and it's going to cost him a dart at double, assuming he's allowed to go, which he will be. Roy van der Grient from a little place called Vlijmen in the Netherlands. If that does ring a bell, it's the same place Michael van Gerwen does. Double 16 is not there. And Roy van der Grient to hold his throw in 6 visits to the board.
Yeah, the first dart tells you an awful lot. How he's feeling. Looks a lot more settled than yesterday, but that's absolutely perfect. What a sensational finish, and look at the reaction.
.93.
Yeah, we were chatting off air, weren't we, Dan? And you feel like Dirk has a really good chance this week. He's in a section of the draw that, if they can be slightly favourable.
105.
But the biggest problem for Dirk van Dijvenbode going to this match is overlooking someone like Roy. I certainly did. Didn't think it would be very close. I thought it'd be 6-0, 6-1, and hopefully 58. Roy can prove me different.
Roy, you require 116.
He's making a good fist of it at the minute. He's a heavy favourite to win this leg and go 2-1 up and keep things going with throw. That makes it more likely. And that'll leave double top. And Roy van der Grient with a 12-dart leg there. He is being outgunned by Dirk van Dijvenbode, who's looking more likely to hit big scores. But he's doing enough to stay in this game. Doing enough, often enough.
I always think if Roy could get to 4 legs, that's when potentially the panic button could set in. Is there any real worry right now? I think Dirk will be thinking Roy's playing at the top of his game right now, and Dirk knows there's at least another gear. Another one of them would be nice. It's had a bit of everything this game. Oh yes, Dirk van Dijvenbode. 160 finish, sweet as a nut. Look, it's a very, very acceptable average, but I think a lot of the focus will be the fact that Roy did push him all the way. He's just had a few moments there, and it's typical when the game is probably over, that you suddenly fight that treble again.
It ain't over till it's over. Is it over? No, it's not. Another opportunity for a man who has finished so well until the very, very last knock into this game.
Roy, you require 81.
Just don't miss the big number, first of all. At least get a dart at the bull, tell yourself. The treble's the bonus. There's the bonus. 2 darts at double 12.
57.
Roy van der Grient hit 4 out of his first 5 darts at double. He has missed every single one since, another 4. And it has cost him. And it's cost him the match, because that one clings on, and Dirk van Dijvenbode clings on to victory by his fingernails.
He then shook my hands at 3-0. I said, no, it's first to 4. He said, Glenn, you can have it. I said, no, come on, see out the game. My concentration once. After 60 darts later, with darts like that, he beat me 4-3. That's the mercurial Cameron Menzies.
Bet you wish you'd taken it now. He squares up the maximum
95.
count in this match.
Cameron, you require 47.
The first time he's met Peter Roy. Is this about to be the first leg he's won against him? Wild one.
Games from
Good
the
one.
third leg.
Cameron Menzies summed up in a couple of darts there.
I can see potentially, it's when you start losing games on a regular basis, Chris.
I mean, it does feel pretty daft even asking that question about a man who is actually still ranked world number 2.
And he still has the belief. Simon Whitlock still has the belief. Them players who potentially were going down or were a little bit over the age of whatever. So no is the answer. I still think there's another plenty of stories left in the life of Peter Wright.
Apologies, I think he has actually slipped to world number 3 now. Van Gerwen's back in number 2.
44. Peter, you require 40.
There's not much between the pair of them.
Tops for 3-1.
Good guide.
Gains from the fourth leg. Peter Wright.
Yeah, it looked delicious, didn't it, Glenn? Chisnell meets Luke Woodhouse. Nathan Aspinall against Jan van Veen. What a clash that could be. What a clash.
121.
This might be turning into. May want the bullseye at the end. He's not even going to get a go at that. He's missed a big number. A little slap on the wrist by himself there, Peter Wright.
81.
The fact it's going lower game will frustrate. Very aggressive, going for the treble. It was all about that first half for me. Tough one now.
Gains on the fifth leg.
What a reaction. What a dart. That double nine is so tricky. It's not the fact it's the double nine.
But he's got a chance here. If Wright doesn't take out the 136, he wants to be at least sitting pretty.
58. Peter, you require 136.
Yeah, part of me is thinking Menzies' thought process going into this game when he knows that his opponent hasn't got his tight, hasn't got his dart. Has it affected Menzies more?
96.
Peter Wright is one dart away from 5-2, but it's Shanghai for Menzies.
Gets a go. At top.
Gains on the seventh leg. Cameron Menzies.
Yeah, he's thinking, well, I missed all those darts at double in the previous leg.
Menzies just seems to find that treble when he wants to. Yes, he's left 168, but he'd be thinking 6 darts in there. What can Peter do in 284? Well, not a lot so far.
85.
Advantage, Cameron Menzies. Can he lay up nicely on this 168? Needs a treble.
I tell you what, as well, he go through
94.
to take on Danny Noppert, and he wasn't convincing, was he? This afternoon. This could be a real moment for Cameron Menzies.
59. Cameron, you require 74.
Been a bit of a nitty-gritty match, but it's Cameron Menzies. Double 16. Cameron Menzies ends the fairy tale of Peter Wright, who was celebrating his 100th Euro Tour, but much credit goes to Cameron Menzies. He's got so much talent.
Yeah, 4 semis on the Euro Tour this year.
108.
But it is Hempel who slams in the first max of this match. I say first because I guarantee there will be more.
59. Florian, you require 61.
There won't be any in this leg. Double 18 for a 14 darter. He's there, and that's a very, very nice kill from Florian Hempel there.
They have to win in the ranking events.
44.
And that was close.
Then you require 80.
But no cigar for Florian Hempel.
It's going to be 20 in tops again for Heta. He couldn't take this out earlier on. And he take it out this time.
60.
Well, he missed high last time. He's low this time. And he just can't quite get it right.
It's on the fifth leg.
Well, that could be an enormous exchange. Heta missing, Hempel hitting.
Damon Heta has had opportunities to stop this Hempel lead increasing, and he's not taken as many of them as he needs. Even one of those legs would make this game look very different.
They're under real pressure now. The number 2 seed. We have seen seeded departures. 6 straight seeds went through this afternoon, and then we saw Cross crash out and Cullen go, despite having 8 match starts against Stephen Bunting. And then, of course, Peter Wright, world number 3, number 8 seed for this tournament.
7 maximums in this game, 4 of them to Damon Heta, yet he trails 4-1.
Damon, you require 56.
Although it should be 4-2 from here.
Another leg in which he has darts at double.
Yeah, it's on the 6th leg.
This time with nothing in the way, he can pin top. Well, Heta will have something to say about it yet. And Leah Tun gets him down to 160. A nice finish, but a big one.
Does he want the ball? No, he gambles and it pays off.
140. Then you got 160.
Well, that's not going. So Heta now is reduced to hoping that Hempel doesn't clean this up and send him packing.
Double 19. finds the double and dumps out the number 2 seed. It is delight for the German crowd here in Jena.
It's just gradually getting better and better. And yet, Martel, memory of him is doing an exhibition in Germany where he was sat in the crowd and went up and threw darts like that from the audience and beat Dimitri van den Berg.
Yeah, he's not lying there, Glenn, by the way. He did meet him about 6 years ago.
125.
He wasn't 8 years old 6 years ago. He's actually a bit older than you think.
Me or Ricardo?
Well, probably both. Ooh, how about this?
140.
Good stuff from Pikachu, this.
Even Hulk Hogan's impressed.
140. Ricardo require 80.
Pietreczko doing his best to stop Luke Humphries running wild on him at the minute. Going to be 20 and tops.
If you smell what Ricardo is cooking, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's cooking on gas right now.
It has changed.
138.
It's when them early nerves go and all of a sudden you can start playing your best darts.
60. Got to require 108.
Part of it you're thinking, wait, I've started well. I'm now relaxing. I can win this game. Treble 19. The double 16. Big moment, big dart.
92. Lucky requires 78.
Well, I have to say, and how many times would he get darts to win legs in this game? Pietreczko's had darts to win all but one of them. And he's going to get more darts to win this one because Luke Humphries can't clear the 78.
Ricardo require 16.
Remember that moment. We talked about the momentum swing, the pendulum swing. Still has to be executed.
8. Luke require 12.
That is a let-off for Luke Humphries. And it's a let-off that he takes full advantage of, and there's a scowl over his shoulder there.
So that mid-match area, which so much can happen. All he can do is lay up.
89.
Just a reminder to Ricardo that he would have hit the ball if he needed it.
Ricardo might need the ball. He does need the ball. Oh, he is so close to getting it. Luke Humphries led 1-0 but was immediately pegged back. He has got his nose in front again now at 4-3. Pietreczko has to respond. It is the longest shot of all, but it is a shot for Pietreczko.
100. Ricardo require 107.
100 maybe not enough. That's how good this game has been. Two quality players. You look at the 19s now. Set up play. What a dart, Dan. What a dart that one was.
And he will get a look at the 81. Coolhand does pick off a treble to make life a little bit more difficult for Pikachu.
You feel it has to go. Couple of options on 81. He's got the one that's snuck in right at the bottom for double 18. Would he become favourite if this dart goes in? Just takes his time. Sharp and take a breath. Bang! Boom! There it goes. It's 5-5.
If Ricardo Pietreczko is not at the Grand Prix, if he's not at the European Championship, this might be the leg he looks back on. But if he's at both, it could be this leg he looks back on as the decisive moment, but he's got to make it happen now. He needs 2 trebles to get to a finish, and that's not happening. Luke Humphries has got breathing space. It's an excellent leg of darts against the darts from Coolhand.
And a minimum 6 darts gives him the luxury of going for the 25 first.
85.
And once again, didn't panic, and that last dart, very similar and reminiscent of the last leg by Ricardo. Luke Humphries, and look what he's left. Double 18, and Ricardo, when he needed it most, it just deserted him. But what a performance from the German. absolutely outstanding and really made a game of it. Over to you, Luke Humphries.
36.
To win it. And break Pikachu's heart. The roar this time is from cool hand Luke Humphries. The number 3 seed ends Pietreczko's run.
19 PDC titles, but
134.
still missing that cherry on the cake, that major.
Yeah, we're talking about Luke Humphries, how the systems work. He's won from development tour all the way up to European tour, and they're all searching for them. The majors don't come easy. You know, sometimes you've just got to wait a decade or so. The problem with some players, they want it to happen immediately.
There is one of those bounce outs Glenn alluded to earlier on.
120. Luke, you require 81.
And it could make a massive difference because it was in the treble 20. He could be on 87. Dave Chisnall.
Yeah, if you're wondering what the facial mannerisms are there.
Gains on the third leg.
He was thinking, shall I go 12 bull or shall I go for the treble and set it up because 147 was a toughie?
Leg. 96.
And the seeding says the main man in the tournament, and having seen the number 2 seed depart, that mantle will be strengthened. Obviously,
100.
though, opposite sides of the draw.
140.
Gonna look at the 140 here. No need to take it out in this visit. But if he does win this match, he'll take on Krzysztof Ratajski.
100.
Yeah, that last start, he was a long, long way away from the standing point there, so you have to be very careful. So he's close at the tops there, but job done with his opponent on 177.
47.
Chazy's favourite double
Dave,
is tops.
you acquire 40.
So if you're offered him the chance of 3 darts at tops for this leg, you'd have snapped your hands off. Can he execute?
Gains
Of course he can.
on the fourth leg.
3-1, Dave Chisnall.
Dave Chisnall.
It does make you think that give yourself better opportunities. That's just fact.
100.
He looks at home, doesn't he?
Well, Dave Chisnall certainly looks at home, and those darts in their second home.
171.
An absolutely sublime setup shot to apply maximum pressure on Luke Woodhouse, who just hasn't been able to get a foothold in this game, precisely because Dave Chisnall is producing
99.
a simply superb showing.
Yeah, he put an incredible effort in for last night, did Luke Woodhouse, and as if the energy's been sapped out of him. This is a 5-1.
Gains on the sixth leg.
And it is 5-1.
Dave Chisnall.
This is my party and you're not coming.
Because I'm the top seed again. That's not sitting perfectly. He wants the 180. He doesn't need to because it's just as good on the treble 19.
174.
Well, that just shows an adaptability as well, doesn't it, from Dave Chisnall. He felt the dart was precarious, thought, why risk having another bounce out? I'll just go for cover.
100.
And he did that expertly
Dave,
as well.
you acquire 47.
The top seed. The finals day.
Seven.
Well, it was a bit of a flyer, wasn't it?
Delaying the inevitable.
You'd have to say so. Woodhouse barely halfway through the leg.
Yeah, Luke will let you know. I think he showed all the
95.
qualities last night. He'll take a big
acquired
that win
40.
over. But it's been all about Chizzy tonight.
Certainly has. But it may be all about Chizzy come the end of the tournament. Will Chizzy be the champ again? That's the performance of a champion.
Dave Chisnall.
A 6-1 smashing against a powerless Luke Woodhouse.
Had Rob Cross won, but this afternoon he was one of only 2 seeded players to go out. Look at that. Beautiful from Kian van Veen. It's Brian Raman, the Belgian, who awaits the winner of this.
58.
So if Van Veen could overcome Nathan Aspinall, I think he'd be the heavy favourite for that game.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think he would have liked to have left those 180 darts in the treble, by the way.
96.
be perfect to stack on for that 160 finish. He's on 64 though, a position that he'll be very comfortable in. And he is bossing
42.
this game, there is no doubt about it, but
64.
Nathan Aspinall is offering nothing.
Game on the third leg. Gian Van Veen.
Walk in the park for Van Veen at the
third.
moment. He was still hitting the targets pretty often.
Yeah, he said, I was struggling to release the dart because I was worried about missing, so I just hung on to it until I knew I'd hit, and then I let go of it, and I did. And he did it over and over again. Astonishing.
140.
And then came freedom, which he's
144.
evidently throwing with now. It may sound like
Nathan, you acquire
Jan Van Veen
110.
loving from the commentary box here, but Nathan Aspinall could just turn this around suddenly, and we know that the word that's often used to describe him is fighter, isn't it? Won't roll over even when it looks like he's rolled over.
Double 16.
Game
Oh,
shot
the Asp
the fifth
is
leg.
back. A
Nathan
scream
Aspinall.
from Nathan Aspinall. The world match play champion has arrived in this game. Back-to-back legs.
Just hands the initiative back to his opponent, starting down, as many are doing on those kind of checkouts these days.
97. Nathan, you acquire 150.
These are the kind of checkouts that change matches, days, tournaments, but it's not going to happen this time. And 60, such a tricky one for most players, a very nice one for Jan Van Veen.
130. Gian, you acquire 60.
Yeah, just below the double top would be ideal. That might not be close enough to use as a guide.
20.
And he doesn't find it. 2 darts missed for Van Veen, having
Nathan,
missed
you
a dart in the
require
previous
20.
leg. There have been chances to stretch his legs, but he might trail in this game.
Games on the 7th leg. Nathan Aspinall.
I'm pretty sure he'll be aware.
Look, he hasn't lost the match yet.
177.
He won 3 legs in a row at the start of the game. If he can win 3 legs in a row at the end of the game, then he will be in a very good place and
84.
will have the opportunity
Gianni requires
to
16.
progress even further.
To stop the rot. And he can't do it. And Nathan Aspinall could win
140.
one of the most unlikely comebacks, based on what we'd seen in the first 3 legs. He could win it right now, 6-3.
He's going to leave it perfectly handy, and Van Veen, who's been
100.
struggling
Gianni
to
requires
cross the
4.
line. 9 darts missed at double already, and now he's on a really awkward one, particularly for him, because he can't really do the one-in thing. He tries it,
No score.
but he can't make the adjustment, and that's why he
Nathan,
really broke the
requires
bed.
40.
He has missed 9 consecutive darts at double, Jan Van Veen, across 3 different legs. He could have won this match. It looks like he's going to lose it. And that's exactly what happens as Nathan Aspinall.
Nathan Aspinall.
They are both at a loss to describe it.
Yeah, more and more when I see this crowd, how much they're begging for a real top German player.
44.
Whether it be Martin Schindler, Clemens,
164.
etc. It's great to see Hempel coming back as well, but this crowd deserves something very, very special. And we're going to see it with one of these finishes. 2 of the best. It's bullseye. Business-like is Darryl Gurney, 164, holds his arm out, proud as a peacock.
Game. 425. W 161.
Does get down to a finish. Surely he's not going to follow the 164 with a 161. Well, surely he isn't. In fact,
85.
important last start for Gurney.
156.
Yes, absolutely, Dan. I'm waiting for the emotion. We might see some here.
404. Darryl, you require 76.
Is this the break? He gets 2 chances. He only needs 1. It's a 14-darter and an Elvis-like snarl from Super Chin.
I just think away from dart as well, I think he's very, very happy, and that's probably the reason why his darts are going so well. But here comes Shindy.
180 number 3 for Martin Schindler. And he will get a chance to break straight back to undo all that brilliant work that Daryl Gurney did in the previous leg. Decent setup from Gurney, but he's hoping now.
Big moments, great dart. 88.
Yes, on the 8th leg, Martin Schindler.
But he does know that 2 holds of throw will be enough from here.
Doesn't feel an 89 average.
108.
And maybe that's the reason why it's not an 89 average now. Oh, I'm enjoying this. Here comes Gurney. Leave the 164, Daryl.
431. Martin Eric 121.
Was even better than that. 1 treble. Needs to be treble 17. And he does not get it. Daryl Gurney's got a similar
87.
shot here. 2 chances to find the treble. Gets it at the second attempt. Can he pin the bullseye?
404.
Sharp take a breath from not only Daryl Gurney, but the crowd. You could sense it.
Is that what he wanted?
Yeah,
that's what he wanted. Don't worry about that.
The pendulum clock is swinging from Gurney to Schindler, from Schindler to Gurney. Every treble is like gold dust right now. What a reaction. What a match. What a conclusion.
Oh, that's a wild one.
45.
Just the 45. Daryl Gurney, who was pushing and pushing and pushing, has just relented for a second. He really wants to stay in the 20s here, and he's made it hard for himself.
Decision making right now. What a dart.
What
a setup there is. Match-winning darts there from Martin Schindler. Remember that 140.
He might pin double top first dart and win this game, but it's that setup shot is absolutely incredible. It gives Schindler match darts. The first match darts of the contest. Double 10. And Schindler gets over the line. Daryl Gurney made it so hard. It got better and better and better, that contest.
Yeah, it always feels a little bit like after the Lord Mayor's show, after such a big game, and the crowd are on such a high.
140.
This one started very, very nicely. Ross Smith, big scorer, Chris.
Yeah, and Plaisir outscored him with that first visit, slammed in a 174, and like you said, the crowd barely even noticed. They're still smiling after Shindy's exploits there. Daryl Gurney exited the tournament. Seeded player Martin Schindler, but Gurney's been in really good form of late, and that was a good win for the Wall.
It was a beautiful game, actually. Had a bit of everything, a kind of game that the crowd are going to have the involvement. We'll see Ross Smith. He does like to celebrate a 180. He's as loud as Gerwyn Price these days.
Well, the 174 from Plaisir rendered irrelevant, really, by that maximum from Smith. He'll hit plenty of those when he's at his best. And he started this match at his brilliant best. Fabulous, fantastic, 11 darter to keep himself in that conversation, you would think.
Yeah, I think he has the game. Like I said, when you can score like Ross, not 100% happy with his... He doesn't look happy on the hockey tonight. Let's just say that whereas in the practice room, he was chatting away, and he was playing absolutely brilliant on the practice board. Hasn't gone to plan so far. And Wesley can sense that. He's on 81 after 9. This is another good performance from the big man from Holland.
81.
Well, if you notice there, as Wesley was celebrating that maximum, Ross Smith was almost stood at the hockey before he'd even retrieved his darts. So what Glenn mentioned about him dictating the pace certainly played out there. He's dictating the scoreline as well. Sort of erratic, didn't he? Yeah, he will let it out at big moments at the right times, though. Oh, well, I spoke too soon.
Wesley's doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Well, what was that about? We're not mind readers sat here in the commentary box, Glenn, but you've been up on those stages. What might have been?
I don't think he likes the antics of Wesley, who's doing absolutely nothing wrong. I think the issue is Rossi just needs to focus again on his job and not worry about the fact that Wesley is celebrating when he throws 3 darts. If I was Wesley at that point, I would have fist pumped and looked at my family.
Well, I got the sense earlier that Ross Smith was bothered by something, so did you. But I was just praising him for actually internalising it. That was the first time that he really showed something outwardly, and he's doing it again.
I wouldn't say, well, I would say it's a little bit of petulance, but he doesn't need to. He's our European champion. He's one of the best players in the world right now.
But what he's telling his opponent is he's getting to him, whether it's the antics that are getting to him or whether it's just the 103 average and the really good darts. He's getting to him, and Wesley can feed off that, and he might put Ross Smith to bed pretty soon.
But the thing is, Ross is here, I believe, on his own. He hasn't got that person to look over to just to sort of say, just come on, focus.
439. Aye.
Could all be irrelevant anyway, because Wesley Plazia can now see the finishing line. And there 3 darts for man you feel is potentially and probably
62.
being his last. This is for the match.
Will be just the 1 dart in this visit.
46.
He's 888, no dramas. He'll look up to see Ross Smith on 219.
Might watch out for a bit of frostiness at the end of the tie.
Still wouldn't argue with Wes.
439.
Over to you, Wesley.
Wesley requires 16.
Well, hasn't had much of an argument. Ross Smith hasn't had much of a fight.
Game shot.
And it's a fight that's won by the delightful Dutchman, Wesley Plazia. There is a little handshake at the end there, but it's Plazia who has dictated that game, dominated the European champion Ross Smith. A fantastic performance from the Dutchman.